Yeah, obviously it's great to be back. It's a change that was from where I used to be last years, but I'm very happy. Otherwise, obviously, I wouldn't be here today. But yeah, it will be exciting. Soon we get back in the cars, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it's very hard to forget. It was the first time I was in a Formula One car with Sauber. I think it was in 2000, some mid 2000, so end of 2000, and then obviously the first year in 2001. So we had a good year, and I lived here that time already in Switzerland and still living. So I think it's great memories. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't really remember that much about the factory, but I think it's this twice as big. Or it was only the first part, the L shape, when I was there, but it worked well already that time, and they can produce for sure good cars, and yeah, now it's a lot bigger. They have great wind tunnel, great facility, so yeah, I don't think we don't miss anything on that side for sure. So hopefully we can do well. I don't know if I made the right decision. In my heart, I made the right decision, and that's all what matters for me. Obviously, the result side is, we always want to do well, and you want to always win, and but in the end, there's only one car or one team in the end of the year that will win. So all the rest is we'll get the little bit more worse positions, but yeah, in my heart it made sense, and that's only what matters for me. So result. Let's hope we can deliver a good season, but for sure it will not be easy. But it's never easy. So. Yeah, obviously it's the early days for knowing him, but so far it's been very very easy, very normal, and it doesn't feel like we only met a while ago. It's very easy to talk and go through things, and I think it's very helpful. He seems to be a very nice guy, and or man, and he's doing a good job, and getting people doing what needs to be done, and all the people in the team seems to be very hardworking and excited. So I'm sure if we do well, they're even more happier. So we'll see what we get. It's everything. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it for sure. Obviously, some days it doesn't feel like the most funniest job, and you don't always enjoy it because there's good days and bad days as any work or any life. So that's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, I enjoy driving, so that's the reason why I still want to do it. So, and obviously, I think. Yeah, it's a smaller team where I've been before, but I don't see that really shouldn't affect the end result as long as we do what we can and our most. So yeah, for me, I still enjoy it. Yeah, it's different, but it's always also busy on that side. Obviously, the kids are getting bigger, and they have a lot of energy every day. So it's a bit hard sometimes, but yeah, I have a great family too. Wife helping out on that side, and obviously they're supporting a lot. So also now it's a bit easier. Obviously, in Swiss team, it's not far from my home, so it's much easier to travel to the factory, and my son has been there, and the family with me a few times, so it's quite handy on that side. So it works well. So. Obviously we want to do well, but it's very hard to say where we're gonna be. I think in 1 week we start doing testing, and for sure we get some idea. But then in the first races, for sure, we really know where we're gonna be. But yeah, I don't know. I have high hopes, but let's wait and see for a few races and see what we get, and go from there. I'm sure it will be a bit tricky, obviously with new group of people and everything. So on beginning, but I'm sure we get it right. So we just need to do a good job in the winter testing, and hopefully the weather is okay there, so we can do a lot of running and get things where we want. So. I don't feel that I'm in a leader role. I try to do my things as well as I can, and I know if I'm doing well, what to expect from myself and from result side. But I don't think I feel any pressure more than any other years. But it's maybe different. Obviously, it's a different team and with different people, so and different way of working, because every team has a different way of doing things and try to achieving the same results. So and that side is a bit different, but so far it's been very, very smooth and nice. Yeah, of course it's a different name. I think honestly for myself nothing has changed apart from the names, and I don't really care what it's called in the end as long as we're doing well. So it's still Alfa Romeo. It's a big history in F1, so it's great on that side also. It's a little bit sad to lose a Sauber, but I think it's in many people's heart it's still Sauber, even it's called Alpha, and we got both the ends from it, so I think it's a good thing. Let's hope so. Obviously, I wasn't here last year. I did the last test just to see how things are, and they did a good job if you look from beginning of the year to the end. So hopefully we made a good car over the last year and over the Christmas and the winter. So and then obviously we need to keep improving it and making it faster. So but everything is a bit unknown right now because we haven't driven any meters with the car, but we'll see very soon how it is. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think it will be pure driving. I don't think it changed. I think it made it very difficult for teams to find the downforce for the cars. But hopefully it's the reason why they changed. It was supposed to help the overtaking, and we will find out that I think latest in the first races, but maybe we get some idea in testing already. Obviously, I think when I started my first year, I had much less experience, and Antonio has done 2 races already, so he has got a good idea of what's happening. He's been with Ferrari with this team doing practices, and so has a pretty good understanding on everything, and he knows what to expect. So I don't think it's such a different story for him to start, and obviously it's a bit more busier than maybe in his role before, but I'm sure he will enjoy it.
I'm really excited for the season. Will be my first season in F1, so of course I would say ready, but I'm really looking forward. I will have a good teammate like Kimi and a really good team like Alfa Romeo Racing, Italian brand with the Italian driver. So yeah, looking forward. Last few weeks before the season started, and I think the motivation of the team is really high from my side as well. So yeah, I think we can do really a fantastic job. Yeah, a lot of sacrifice, but I think every drivers did when we started our career. But yeah, it's really great now. I'm in F1. It was my target since I started when I was 3 years old. My target was always to become an F1 driver, and now to be there with the best 20 drivers in the world is really great. Of course, it will be not really easy, but yeah, I will work really hard, and I hope the result will be really good this year. Yeah, I did my first 2 Grand Prix back in 2017. Of course, I was a little bit confused at that moment because I used a car from another driver. But yeah, finally this year I can have my car, my team working for me, and I will have my preparation before the season. So yeah, everything will be normal, and for this I'm really happy and motivated, and yeah, can't wait to start the season. For sure, fighting with the best drivers. So you know, all the drivers over there is the best drivers, so it will be really difficult. But yeah, I will work really hard. The team just give me the best support for now, so I think we can do really, really well. Yeah, Alfa Romeo name, I think in F1 is the, you know, like we know, is a lot of history in F1. Is the first name won the world championship in Formula One, and of course, you know, for Italian driver with an important Italian brand like Alfa Romeo would be just a perfect combination, I would say. And also, it's really great, you know, my first season in F1 with an Italian brand like Alfa Romeo. I think it's just the sound is just perfect. I think F1 is really just everything is really different and complicated. Also, you know, a lot of media there, a lot of journalists that want to make a question just everywhere. So also the race weekend is just long because you have a lot of meetings, a lot of interview. Then you have free party one race qualify. So yeah, it's complicated, and I think for this I need some race, to be honest, to just adapt myself at this condition. But after that, I think will just become normal, and I hope my mentally will just focus on the racetrack. Would be a really success. I think if, of course, I will improve myself race by race. I know the team did a fantastic job already last year. You know, from race 1 to last race, they improved a lot the car and the result as well. So from my side, I think I will start quite easy. I have a good team where I can learn a lot, and also I have a good teammate where I can learn a lot from him. So yeah, just build myself race by race, and I hope after a few races I can show who I am. I think Kimi, you know, is a world champion driver, a lot of experience there. I think the driver with the most experience, and fast driver. So he have everything. I think I'm quite lucky to have him like a teammate for my first season in F1, because I just, like I say, just can improve a lot beside him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to start the season with him. and he's also typical, like a good guy, because if you ask something to him, for sure he will help you. So yeah, I think we can do really a good job together this season. I hope, yeah, the team improved a lot last year, and I hope we can start the season already better than last year. So with already to be on top 10, it would be really great. And then yeah, we need to just keep that result, bring a lot of points home, and have the best result for the team, because they deserve. You know, they are working really hard. All the people in Invel. So yeah, I think for all the people in Alfa Romeo Racing, they are looking for a good result, and this is what we need to get home. The car, yeah, will be a little bit different, but not much, and this is good things, because you know the team already know what we can do and what we will do. But of course, yeah, some regulation with, especially with the front wing, so it will be really hard for the team to find the best solution on this regulation. But you know, will be same for every team, and I hope we are doing a fantastic job, and we can achieve a good result. Livery will be really nice. Not a lot of difference compared last year, especially on color. But yeah, the Alfa Romeo logo on the back is bigger, so this is good. And a little bit more red also on the car. The halo will be red. So yeah, I think you know, already last year I liked it a lot, and of course to be really close to last year car is also something really good, you know. And yeah, I love white, so it's also some white there. So yeah, I think best combination of color. It's funny story about my number, because actually my number was in karting, back in karting. I started with number 8, and I used always number 8 until in 2006, before the Italian Championship in mini kart. So I was quite young, and another drivers took number 8, so it was not many numbers available at that point. And yeah, it was just few 13, 17, so really unlucky numbers, and then it was 99. And yeah, I said to my dad, okay, we take 99. And the funny story was on the entry list of the Italian Championship was the last driver. So I said to my dad, we can just improve the result. And after that, I won my first Italian Championship with the number 99. So I'm quite, you know, I love that number after that moment. And then I used back on 2012 when I jumped to Formula Abarth, so from karting to Formula Car, and I won my first championship with number 99. So yeah, I think the best number to start my season in F1. I hope good things. You know, it's I'm quite motivated and confident I can do a good job, of course, with the team and everything. But yeah, I think my target is still to improve myself race by race, and to achieve a good result for me, but of course also for the team.
It's a great opportunity for the team. The fact to change the name of the team is more a commercial thing, that the ownership will stay the same, the management also, but the commitment from Alfa Romeo and the partnership with Alfa Romeo will increase. We extended the deal also, and it's a great opportunity to build up something strong on solid basis. Our goal is to build up in one end a strong Formula One team based on the strong company with good resources, and I think the facility already is huge. And in the other end, we have to build up a strong partnership and a strong relationship with our partner, and that we are on this path, and the relationship between Alfa Romeo and all our partners is stronger and stronger, and I think that we are on the good way. For sure, it will be more and more difficult, because the step between 10 and 9 much easier than between 9 and 8, and it will be more and more difficult. But in the same time that we are recruiting a lot, the team is stronger and stronger, and that I think that we are well prepared to do a good season, and that the team is pushing. The winter is always busy. It doesn't matter if you have a change of regulation. We are pushing until the last minute to develop the car. But for sure, this season, it's also a game changer, because that we'll have the new aero regulation with the new front wing a bit wider, new rear wing with the bit wider and higher, and more fuel for the race. It means that we will have a bigger fuel tank also, and the basic of the car is completely different, and we had to develop a completely new aero package. But I think it's one of the assets of the company now to have a very strong aero team, and we can do a good job. Yeah, the target of the FIA was to allow the car to be a bit much closer in the race from each other, and to allow the overtaking a bit more probably. But we will see on track. It's very difficult to predict. But the most important for me is not to have more overtaking, is to be in front. And when I'm in front, I don't want to facilitate the overtaking. Yeah, it's more or less in the continuity. It's important for us to also to capitalize on the image of the team and so on, and the livery is a good reflect of the team, of the company, of the brand that we are promoting also, and I think it's a very good combination. I think the lineup is one of the assets of the team. That Kimi is well known, that he is world champion. He did the pole position last year in Monza, win races, and for sure he's a very strong asset for the team, and that he has the speed, and he will be the reference for the team in terms of development and experience and so. And alongside that with Antonio, Antonio is a young one, he's a rookie, he's more or less in the position of Charles last year. And he did very strong FP1 last year with us, that he was in the pace from the beginning, and he did a very impressive job last year. That now we have to build up a team. It's not a matter of individuality, but we have to build up a strong team. The first discussion we had was a couple of months ago. It was straight after Monza, and we spent perhaps 4 hours to speak about racing, about the team, about the techniques, and nothing else. And when I left the meeting, I said, okay, that for sure we need to have Kimi on board. It will be a huge step forward for us in terms of I don't want to say motivation, but drivers are very often a pillar of the performance. I don't want to speak about speed, but about motivation, and we need to have a strong leadership from the drivers, and Kimi will do it for sure. The experience that at the end of the day, even if you have 1,000 of sensor on the car, that at the end the driver is behind the wheel, and that you need to have his feedback, and he has for sure the best view on what we can improve on the car, and I think it will be a huge step forward. Now with the regulation in F1, it's very difficult to get experience, because you have no free practice, no winter test, and a couple of years ago, the drivers, when they came from the Formula 2, they were able to do 25 test days in the winter. It's not the case anymore. And Antonio will have to more or less discover some tracks first, to learn some tracks, to discover the car and how he has to manage the weekend and the tires, and we'll have a lot of things to learn, and Kimi will be like a benchmark over the weekend and race after race, because the consistency will be one of the big assets. And for Antonio, I think it will be a good reference, as Marcus was last year for Charles also at the beginning of the season. And the lineup with a rookie and a very experienced driver, I think it's a good combination. Yeah, the first part of the season is not easy, because that's for some rookies that they don't know about Australia, and then we have China. Bahrain is more well known, but a couple of tracks at the beginning are very difficult. But they have to. But the most important is to be able to manage the weekend, to manage the tires, to manage the fuel during the race, and a little bit the pressure also. But I think Antonio he has a very good relationship with the team. He's relaxed on this point, and he knows that probably the first 2 or 3 even will be difficult, but he has to improve step by step, and Charles did it last year, and I'm very confident on the fact that Antonio will be able to deliver. We will see, but the emulation into the team is a key aspect, that we need to have this kind of very open collaboration, and we need to be able to build up this relationship into the team. But in the other end, the emulation to be faster than the teammate is always what we need. The fact that last year that everybody agreed on the fact that we did a huge improvement during the season was a good one. Because the team did a good job, not only on the winter but all over the season, on every single department of the company. And if we can do the same, for sure we have to start the season a bit higher than last year. And if we can have the same ramp up during the season, it will be perfect.